99.3 Nigeria Info, top of the morning to Lagos, Nigeria. This is the last hour on the show, yeah. And we have our guys on the field already. We'll be reaching out to them in a moment to get a feel of what is going on. The protesters have promised a total shutdown of the economy today. We'd like to hear from the field exactly what is going on wherever you are. Earlier this morning, we got a call from an eyewitness who said that they were turned back from Alausa. Those driving inward from Herbert Macaulay Way to Alausa were turned back to go take alternative routes by protesters, saying that go home, go home. They're chanting at them that they should go home. Okay. Well, let's see how that goes today. Remember that tomorrow the army will commence the exercise Crocodile Smile, and that has generated a lot of reactions as well. You should watch out for complete coverage of that event tomorrow. Let's also tell you that the nationwide protest against brutality and reform of the Nigerian police force has continued to gather more momentum as the Nigerian youths home and abroad, and I mean everywhere in the world, have continued to decry unfair treatment of citizens, particularly in the area of security of the nation. Now, the protest started 2 weeks ago. Today is day 13 of that protest, with young Nigerians taking over social media with hashtag #EndSARS protest after a video footage was spotted showing SARS officers attacking a young man at a hotel in Uweli, Delta State, and making away with his vehicle. And in fact, when that issue came up, we treated it on this show, and I recall what the consensus thought was like on the program then. There were reports that the victim was shot dead, but then Festus Keyamo, junior minister for Labour, came out to say that no, he wasn't dead and all of that. But then the youths did not keep quiet. They kept talking about it. They kept hammering on NSAS. It's as though they'd had enough of police brutality. And then it grew louder. It became very loud. In fact, it's still getting louder because right now we've attracted, attention of the international community. And I'm not talking about Nigerians in diaspora. I'm talking about other nationals from around the world. They have talked about it. We even have attracted, the attention of a Nigerian who is in another government, condemning the issue of SARS and police brutality as well. Yvonne Ohaifo, one of our lead correspondents, who will be at Lekki Toll Plaza to give us the feel of what is going on there. So we hope to connect with her as we go along on the show today. All right. But then I have Bola Olajade here. He's an economist. He's also a policy and development expert. He joins us on the show today. Bola, good morning to you again.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
It's good to. We intend to have this conversation back and forth and bring in Lagos into the conversation as well to jump on what has been going on. But let's start this way, Bola. A lot of people have expressed fear that the protest is taking a new dimension, an ugly one for that matter. What does this portend for the genuine cause for the protest, which is hashtag end police brutality, NSAS, whatever you want to call it?
It is not a good direction if hijackers succeed in taking over what is going on. Because when you look at the core of the protest, well organized, well oiled, decent people who will protest, who will ensure that nobody gets hurt, who will provide ambulances, who will clean up after the mess has been created after the day's protest. That is decent. In fact, that could continue to go on until they are listened to or until there are negotiations and everybody is happy.
Right.
But the fear is that of hijackers. And we have seen a few attempts which were not particularly successful. People have been attacked. They repelled them and all of that.
A governor was attacked. Osun State governor was attacked.
You see, that was, in fact, I learned that a mall was robbed.
A mall was
Osogbo
robbed.
yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the kind of dimension, the attack of the governor. Because I saw the governor in speaking to the people. Right. Concerned, he has been in the state of the act and has spoken to the people.
He was talking to them.
But there are political issues as well. So politicians could hijack other interest groups. Could also hijack protests. They have their own agenda, which not necessarily has anything to do with NSAS at all. But they see people on the road, they think they can, oh, these people are already there. What can we do? Can we approach some people? Can we get money across to some people and do some other things? And there are people who be say they are on neither side. They are not for the protest. They don't have any interest other than to say, this thing is like this. What can we steal? So they look for that opportunity. I saw someone holding cutlass in that Osun State attack.
Yeah.
And I was asking myself, Lagos has been on for 11 days. I've not seen anybody holding cutlass in Lagos. So that guy holding cutlass, what was the intention? So the real protesters that were in that area, what did they do when they saw a man holding cutlass as part of the protest? So all these hijacking attempts will continue. Hopefully, it will not end up rubbishing what has been going on and turn them against the masses.
I think we should try as much as possible to look into this more critically. Well, I agree with you. Hopefully, it shouldn't turn, but perhaps we should talk more about how this can be curbed even before it even starts. For instance, in Abuja on Saturday, a protest on a mayor was Anthony was stabbed. He died yesterday in hospital. Wow. In Jos, people were shot. In Lagos here, people were attacked. Protesters were attacked. There was, you mentioned it earlier, people were being robbed in traffic. The same thing happened in Badon. It turned violent in Ibadan. It turned violent there. In Ilorin, protesters were attacked by hoodlums. So apparently, the protests all around the country are being hijacked by some element. How can this be curbed effectively? I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is, what is the role of the police in all of this?
It's a bit it's not exactly as straightforward. I heard someone say that as well, that why didn't the police come there and protect? So the issue is, you have a police who is a subject matter, who is at the heart of the protest, the NSAS.
Yeah.
Then you have the real protester on one side, you have hijackers or hoodlums on the other side. Police may attempt to deal with hijackers,
right?
And the hijackers may say, no, we are part of the core protesters. So police has not learned any lessons. They've started to attack us as well again. So it's a bit sensitive.
Let me shock you. There is actually a video of one of such attacks where police van can actually be seen in that
vicinity,
video, moving around. I mean, leading the thugs, because the genuine protesters were running away. So you could see police van coming behind them and the thugs coming behind the police van.
That is pathetic. And you see, it's just that the police are probably seeing this as just a war against them. But this is not a war against them. This is a war for them. Because at the end of the day, in 1981, when Dele Udo was killed at Oju Elegba, there was no SARS. So SARS, like I said, is just a metaphor for everything that is wrong. When SARS was founded in 1992.
When I was harassed, there was no SARS. I was slapped by police officer. I was brutalized by police officer.
So it goes well beyond SARS. And at the end of the day, what it should culminate in, as far as the police is concerned, is the total reform of the police as an institution in itself, which will be to the benefit of the ordinary policeman. So he should be interested in this protest because it is for him as well, if he can see beyond his nose.
Do they know that? Does an average policeman understand this?
I believe some do. But there also that need to be an internal awareness. But I'm not sure the police is at that level where they see this as something that they should be part of.
Right.
I don't think they are at that level yet.
We are connecting with reporters in the field, a team of correspondents in the field led by Yvonne Haifo, who is joining us at the moment at the Lekki Toll Plaza. Yvonne, a very lovely morning to you. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello, Sheriff. Good morning. How are
Good.
you?
Very well, very well. Quickly, before we take on your guests who I can see, and by the way, you can watch right now on Facebook and YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. Go there and watch. Yvonne, what can you see around you? What is going on? Tell us what the situation is like.
Where is Yvonne?
Right,
Lekito.
Sheriff. As it stands right now, I'm currently at the Lekki toll gate, and all I see right now are people cleaning the streets as a result of the protests that held yesterday. So they are cleaning the streets, ensuring the roads, basically ensuring that the place is tidy. And right now, it's a little scanty because apparently the protest convergence are yet to come on. So right now, all we have are just a few protesters here and there, while others are trying to keep the environment clean. There are bags of refuse all over the place, neatly tied, even as other cleaners continue to pick up the dirt and all that, the debris.
Fantastic. So let's have you talk to your guest that you have standing beside you there. I will just stand by here and listen. And Lagos is listening to your conversation as well.
Right, Sheriff. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you, I hope you can hear him, Sheriff. Can
Yes,
you hear
we
him?
can hear him, but he needs to speak louder. Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, you have to speak loud.
Okay.
Yes. So I'd like to ask you, first of all, it's about the 13th day. This protest has gone on now for more than a week. This is already day 13. Tomorrow will make it exactly 2 weeks the protest started. How long have you yourself, been protesting? When did you start?
I started since the very first day, since the day and wrong town here in Lekki, Kohibri, Tollgate, sorry. And I saw that, yes, we're waking up, the youths are waking up. I started from my Instagram. Yeah, I'm a content creator. I stopped everything about the content. I started posting about SARS brutality and all the stuff that have been happening to the youths. You can see I have dreads and
Have you yourself been a victim of SARS harassment?
yeah, yes, I've been a victim. Those guys are like armed robbers. I don't fear armed robbers, but I'm afraid of SARS. The moment they come in this, their normal boss, Korope, the small Lagos bosses, cross you, and because I have a dread and look fresh, I look like this, like, oh yes, the Yahoo boy. I'm really not a Yahoo boy. I'm a content creator, and we're out. We have all the whole time. As we are here today, we're protesting. We're creating content. We're taking the ideas to the next level, and I think the governments are listening, and they have to come to our demands. They have to come to our demands.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So one other thing I'd like to find out though is how have you been able to sustain this energy? I mean, there have been attacks, hoodlums have come here, thugs have, done so many things, reports of robberies. As a matter of fact, yesterday it was reported that there was a robbery or 2 days ago, but then the robbers were caught and taken to the police, who then reportedly rejected them. So how have you been able to sustain the energy in spite of all of the things going on, in spite of the circumstances?
Yes, I can say I've been able to sustain the energy because I'm looking at my fellow youths, my fellow brothers and sisters. They're not giving up, they're not relenting, and we keep doing what we're doing. They keep coming, and we keep saying no to SARS, no to police brutality, no to bad governance. We need a change, a real change.
Thank you very much. Sheriff, you heard the man.
Yes,
They
I
need
did.
change, a real change. And the protest has been on for quite a while now. It's
That's right.
the second week as it stands right now. And beyond that, one thing that stands out is that the people aren't relenting. That's something that I think we should really ponder on. The people haven't backed down.
Right.
They've been shot at. They've
Right.
been, victimized and all of that, but the people are still here. I have another protester here. He's actually a cleaner. You can see him holding
I can see
his
that.
cleaning tools.
Yes, I
That's
can-
right.
I can
He's
see
holding
that.
his cleaning tools. Hello, good morning. What is the motivation? Why are you, many people wouldn't really care about keeping the environment clean in spite of, because after all, there's a protest and it is expected. Some people might say that the place should be rowdy and all of that, but you are cleaning the place. You have your gloves on, you have your rake and the bag. What is the driving force? Why are you here?
Okay, my name is Fine. Mostly, actually, why I'm doing this thing is that first of all, I'm a student of a professional of documentary photography. Why I'm doing this
Yvonne,
thing is
can you
that
speak up a little?
Can you speak louder, please? Speak
okay,
louder. Yes.
you're not a tout. You get what I'm saying? We're all learned. We are all literate. You get what I'm saying? So we are protesting doesn't mean everywhere we get dirty. And me personally, I like volunteering. I volunteer a lot because I have to volunteer because I have to get things done right. I have to get things done right. I don't like when people are doing things in I don't care attitude. I like doing things rightly. So that's why I have to volunteer. I have to make sure things are done right. That's why I volunteer. I like anything about voluntary. I'll do it with all my heart without being paid. So, but
If
now,
Yvonne,
being on
please
this protest,
please ask what time did he get there this morning?
Okay, okay. What time did you get here this morning?
I slept here.
Oh, you
I
slept
slept here. I've been
overnight.
sleeping here since last week. I slept here. I come out in the morning, I wash my mouth, I brush, I have my shower a little bit. I walk, start working clean, make sure the place is clean. I clean from morning till evening. I will stop in the night. I'll go to rest.
Are you being paid to do this?
I'm not paid. I'm not being paid. I'm not being paid. Voluntary is voluntary stuff. I don't get paid. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for right. I want a good governance.
Have you been harassed before?
Okay, on this protest ground, actually, I've not been a victim of harass, but
Before in the past, were you ever harassed?
I've been harassed several times. Like I don't want to start saying it because my heart's happy. I was saying this, I was like getting void. I was like getting angry. I won't talk again. But let's leave it. We all know the problem we are facing. Youth are getting very, very put out by the police, extorting money from us. Last time I traveled to Onitsha. I traveled to Onitsha for doing this what do you call it? The pandemic. I was at the bus stop. I came from Lagos. Just traveled from Onitsha. I came from Lagos. I was at the bus stop to 10. Few minutes to 10, and it's when it gets 10 o'clock. They came to me. I was like, okay, what do you want? They were like, you don't know, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. I just came from Lagos. I don't really know. I don't stay here. I'm waiting for bus to go to my way. I'm going to my destination. They start hitting me. What do you want? Tell to me. Let me know. I'm not afraid of you. What do you want? I got to the station. Lo and behold, they start taking people from the streets. People that are going to church, PG. It was on Friday. They start picking people. Where are you going to? I was like, we are going to PG. They start beating them, taking their mothers, children. What the fuck is that? It's not making sense. Like, I'm getting angry now right away. I'm talking this now. I don't want to talk about it. They have to take me to their station. I don't know anywhere here. I have to call my brother that stays in Onitsha. Okay, this was happening station, but no one. I'll take care of it. These people, I know there's money. They will take bribe. People start paying 30K, 40,000, 20,000, 50,000, 10,000 to pay themselves for what? We don't commit any crime. It took to where people urinate, very dead smelly. I thought I was like, I can't stay here. I have to go out to this place. I have to pay them money. I have to find a way of transferring to someone that has money. I don't have cash. I was having less than 200 now. 200 I was taking to where I'm going to. I don't carry money because I don't want to get thief thoughts or maybe start. I don't want to get robbed. That's why I don't carry much money. I have to look for somebody that has money that they arrested too. That was selling market around 10. If that person has all the money he has for that, they have to transfer to that person. Let's give him their own money. I have to pay them. Pay bribe. Get on something he says, I don't talk about it, but I'm boiling in my heart.
That's all right. So thank you. Thank you very much. Sheriff, lives have been lost during this protest. In Ogbomosho, it was reported that 8 persons died, including a 10-year-old boy. They're here in Lagos as well. Protests, attacks have also been recorded.
Right.
Someone, an onlooker at Surulere was actually shot.
Right.
During the protest there. There've also been attacks on people in Alausa and all of that. But still, Sheriff, the protest is still on. People are still protesting. And I think we have another protester here. We have another protester who would like to share one or two things.
We have like two 2 minutes for that. Quickly. Let's have that.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, please come on, sir. Okay, this protester would like to say something else.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now I'm still here protesting. It's not about any SARS. The grievance has been piling up for a long time. We need them to scrap what is SARS. We don't want to see SARS. NEPA is high, temperature is high, fuel is high. We want to make it 3 naira per liter. The rice, everything is high. I don't want to see all those politicians that are over 60 years. I don't want to see them anymore.
Right.
Let them design. Let them just stand down there. You take over the place. And also about the robbery. Yeah. Government has a cost. When youth that don't have job, they don't learn it. They have to pass through their nose. They are asked to go to school to get learned. So the robbery, those guys that are around this place because of they found it easy opportunity for them to get money, make money, to make themselves rich. they rob people there. I was beside somebody they robbed. They had to stab that person on the head.
Oh,
Look at my hand, look at
During this
how this my hand.
Yeah.
I look back, person, I know this person. I can't allow this person go. There were 6 of them. What I need to do, I had to call boys, guys, let's go. When they will start fighting, we start fight. Yesterday morning we called like 5 guys. The picture is on my phone. I personally call them. I have like day with them. I have to still beg for them so they won't kill them.
That's all right.
Because I have to beg the old boys, please leave me. We don't kill anybody.
Right.
Even though they still know that want to kill the politicians, not us.
No, we cannot kill the politicians.
Don't kill anybody.
That's all right. Sheriff, I think we'll have to go on a break now.
Yes, let's go on a break.
We'll be back. We'll be back. Yes, thank you.
All right, Yvonne. Oh, there you go. We have about a minute before we go on a break. You heard that last person that Yvonne spoke with.
Yeah.
Quite passionate.
Talking about the attempt to rob someone out there. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Or the other guy that was molested himself by SARS?
It's the same guy. It's the
Oh,
same.
it's the same guy.
Yes, it's the same guy that came back to share those experiences.
I think there's something we can all agree on, including the government, is
Right.
that SARS was bad news, or has been bad news, and that it needs to go in whatever form it is.
Right.
But what I also think we need to engage some of these protesters on is to ask, so how do they think we're going to take this further? End SARS, so we have ended SARS. We need to be able to tick up certain boxes.
Yeah.
Who is going to do that? Who is going to sit with the government and ensure that this is done?
Right.
You can also see the danger of the so-called leaderlessness, though in reality,
Right.
there are leaders. Nature abhors vacuum, actually. Even if you don't appoint leaders, leaders will emerge. So you see someone talking about end SARS because of the SARS brutality. You see another person saying NEPA, saying he wants fuel for 3 naira.
Right.
That is the more reason why we have to have a coordinated approach. If you like, don't call them leaders, but there has to be people who will see to the execution of the demand.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Indeed. In case you're wondering, you can join this conversation on Facebook and YouTube, where we are streaming live as we speak. I can see some comments that have come in already. Feel free to drop your comments as well. We will go back to Yvonne very soon. We will get back to Yvonne. Before we do that, let me quickly also say that you can track this conversation on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. That's right, at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. Go there. Let's know what you think, but please add hashtag Nigeria Info MCF to your tweet. Nigeria Info MCF. That's Nigeria Info Morning Crossfire. So the Morning Crossfire is shortened to MCF. Let's know what you think about the conversation this morning. WhatsApp number, though, it's 0809 597 5805. Our WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805. Go, let's know what you think. Drop your comments there. And we'll be right back after the short break. I'm SheriffQuadry. Bolawan Olojede is here with me in the studio. And Yvonne Ohai for arrest alongside the rest of the team. They are there also at Lekki Toll Plaza speaking with some protesters who are there. Stay here on Nigeria Info.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Babe, I can't believe I won't see you again till next week. I've really missed you.
Nah, I miss you more.
That's impossible because I miss you more.
Me, I miss you like Ilode.
Oh my. Wow, babe. We've been talking for like forever. Oh yeah. Time to hang up.
No, you hang up.
Okay. Let's hang up on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. You didn't hang up.
Neither did you, Joe.
That's because I don't want to stop hearing your voice.
Aw, babe.
Your pillow talk doesn't have to end when you talk all day long for just 11 co per second to all networks. Dial star 311 hash to get talking right away.
Glow Unlimited.
Quick, not the magic word.
Who know what to do everything sharply. Quick service, quick bonus, I've been a quick payout every day on top Action Bet. Now why would you do that? Or as low as 1 naira, if it will take your bet. It never finish you. Even as it gets itself, if it get quick payment of up to 40% on top of your ticket sales, whether you win or you lose. You think it's over? I say you never finish. You never get a quick commission, quick monthly bonus, and a plenty quickie. You see, Action Bet here, then they offer quick payout. Sometimes over bonus, even when up to 4 games of your ticket not card. Go www.actionbet.ng or make a great them on top 080 7728. Action Bet. Win big.
In the information era, facts, events, and news are available at the click of a button. The information flow is enormous, which makes the financial markets unpredictable. As a trader, you need to have a strategy, and most importantly, you need a trustworthy partner that will simplify things for you. Hot Forex is serious about its responsibilities to you. With its origin dating back to 2010, we are a multi-regulated broker with over 2 million live accounts, wide global presence, more than 35 international awards, tight spreads, multiple assets, reliable fast execution, technological innovation, and multiple account types. The Hot Forex team is always ready to deliver trading services and free trading education that you can rely on every time. And this is not just a mission, it's a promise. Visit the Hot Forex Educational Centers at 3rd floor, Warala House, 90 Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos, or call 0908-517-6394 or visit www.hotforex.com. Hot Forex, for traders that want more.
Only DSTV brings you the very best football action. With more than 20 live matches any given week from the best leagues in the world, the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, and the Champions League. We're talking Igalo, Salah, Kane, Aguero, Pogba, Griezmann, Messi, and Ronaldo. Get a HD decoder, dish, and 1-month compact subscription for only 18,600 naira. We have the world's best football, only on DSTV.
At the cusp of the new decade, Nigeria's economy took an unforeseen turn. Even though we had existing challenges, the pandemic compounded our vulnerabilities. All is not lost. Through partnerships, we are managing the pandemic. By replicating this model, we can build resilient communities. Participate in the big conversation for action at the 26th Nigerian Economic Summit. Theme: Building Partnerships for Resilience. On the 26th to the 27th of October 2020. Register to attend on nesgroup.org/26.
Welcome back to Dailies Today. Keeping up the pace in an ever-changing world.
Packet tomato that was being sold 40 naira. They are being increasing effectively. 100 naira, 120 naira.
Topical issues and conversations affecting you.
The society has created that need where people do not have options to choose when it comes to jobs, so they go into what's available.
So the endless lies on those who select. Those who select them must look out for those who have passion for this job.
Okay.
Through interview.
Your number one station for talk, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
And yes, we're back on the Morning Crossfire, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Sheriff Quadry. Gbaran Olajede is here in the studio with me. Ivona Haifo alongside our team of reporters are there at the Lekki Toll Plaza in Lekki Phase 1 here, speaking with protesters. Before we bring him on again, I would like to go over to Lagos and hear from Lagos this morning and what Lagos thinks about our current our conversation this morning on the show. 0700 993 993 993. We'll take just one call and then we'll come back and then speak with Yvonne before I bring Bola back in. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I am sorry. I can't hear you. All right. Do try and call me back, okay? Do try and call me back. Let's pick another call quickly. Hello, good morning to you.
Hi, Mr. Sheriff.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Ola. I'm calling. I was calling. I'm trying to pass the corridor gate this morning.
Okay.
The traffic was moving slowly. Everybody's going from nowhere. Those trucks just came from nowhere. They just came to one way with very scorpion balls. Started blocking everybody. There's no move again. We have to just trying to calming them down. Wait, we're not fast people. Let us pass. People that have been to.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you wait. How many buses did you see?
There are not even more than 6 people. They said the COVID was. They don't even look responsible. They just came from one way. This got to link Ikoyi Bridge. There was a traffic moving slowly. Everybody was going peacefully. They just came from nowhere with one way, blocking everybody. No movement again. Started throwing everything to the road. I said, why? We have to come down to go and peace them. Guys, we are all the same thing. Just pass. They said, no more stars. Guys, we are just going peacefully. Everybody was driving. I had to come down and see them my ID card.
Were you later allowed to pass?
Yeah, exactly. We entered the pass. But getting to the toll gate in the front, there's some guys also there. I had to park him down. I mean, I'm going to walk. I said, okay, no more movement. We have to pass by force.
Oh, my.
I mean...
Oh my! Thank you for that report. Let's, Bolam, I'll come back to you. But we have somebody waiting with Yvonne on the field. Yvonne, I see that you have somebody else for us this morning.
Yes, Sheriff. Remember I told you earlier that the protesters have suffered brutal attacks from hoodlums as well as from the police. And then there have also been reports, and counter reports that the attacks have been by the protesters themselves. So I have a protester here who would shed more light on that. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Would you mind speaking louder, please, so they can hear you?
That's fine.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes. So now the thing is that the reports that the protests haven't been peaceful, and that the protesters that the recorded attacks have been amongst the protesters themselves. What can you tell us about that?
Well, thank you very much. I just came back into Lagos about 2-3 days ago, and I've been protesting here in the Lekki toll gate. Generally, from my observation, I think the protesters have been generally focused. I think it's been broadly peaceful. However, I guess there have been few incidents of attacks here and there, whether it's amongst the protesters or whether it's allegations of the police attacking some of the protesters. If that's the case, I mean, naturally...
But have you witnessed any attack? Have you witnessed any...
Well, not on this very axis here, on the Lekki tollgate axis. But so far, I think it's been broadly peaceful. Yes, we've heard on social media some incidents of attacks, but I think what I will emphasize on is there's been largely a great focus by the protesters. I think it's been largely peaceful.
What about security? How have you people managed to stay secure and safe in spite of the attacks?
Well, interestingly enough, you can tell that with the majority of the protesters, there's a clear focus. You've got this multitude of youths who have come together, who are focused and passionate about reforming or at least ending SARS, more importantly. And because of that focus, people have been able to volunteer themselves, to at least secure their protesting environment, clean up the environment, like what I've been observing here this morning before the protest will start off. So clearly there's that communal spirit to make sure that this protest is truly a success. The message is made loud and clear. It's generally peaceful. People are not here to fight. People are not here to be violent, but people want their voices to be heard.
Do you have a SARS experience? Have you ever been harassed?
I have been stopped once by the SARS on the Lekki expressway. I got stopped. I got searched completely, and I was asked to identify myself. Initially, when I got stopped, I wasn't sure who these people were because they were sort of plain uniformed in a sense, and they had guns on them. But, by the time we went through the process, I had asked who exactly are they, and they identified themselves. And then, after I was searched and...
Yvonne, please ask what he does for a living and why did he join the protest?
Yes, but what do you do for a living? And then from what you have just said now, you've been here for a while doing this protest. Why did you join? What motivated you?
Well, the motivation is simple. There are a lot of issues we're facing as Nigerians. And if we're taking case in point for the case of SARS, we've heard the stories of the brutality that has come out of SARS. Very horrendous stories, and it's a clear case of government needing to reform the police institution, And I think for me, that's the bottom line undertone with the voice of the youth. Now look, and SARS, do a psychiatric or psychological evaluation. Do you understand? Increase their salaries. Do you understand? For all the incidents that they have done, let's set up a panel, to see how they can compensate the families and the victims. And I think really the police force is an institution that has employed people. These officers are also, Nigerians like us, who have embarked on this job to perform a civic duty of creating security amongst the country. So I think it's important that what we're literally saying is let there be a sort of a reform. These police people need to be properly, evaluated, properly compensated for their services, properly trained. That capacity building is important, so that they understand, their role, in ensuring that there's a secure and safe community.
Thank you very much. Sherry, before we go, I would like to give you an overview of the place. So just take a look at what's going on right now. You see people going and coming, just, walking. And then, just on the camera, you see that, if you look to this side, you see the refuse dumps over here. You see people cleaning up the place. You see someone actually rolling a refuse bin to the point where everything will then be disposed of.
Right.
Yeah, Sheriff, we have a female protester here who would like to tell us a few things also about the protest. How an experience. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, if you don't mind sharing?
We try to not make
Right. So how long have you been protesting? I mean, it will make it 2 weeks since this protest started. Tomorrow make it 2 weeks. So how long have you yourself been protesting?
Well, I have been protesting for the past...
Could you speak louder so they can hear you?
So I've been protesting for the past 9 days. And it's not an individual concept. It's not an I. It's how long have we been protesting? Like rightfully said, we've done this 2 weeks tomorrow. And we'll continue to do this until we're ahead.
Right. So what is the motivation for you? Have you ever been harassed by SARS?
I get asked that question a lot, and my reply to it, which is to everybody, is I shouldn't be harassed to do this. You do this for your children, you do this for the next generation, you do this for people who have been harassed. We saw the candlelight first thing, we heard the name. It's a touching story for people who haven't heard this story before. We had a conversation with someone at 2 a.m. today, and I have people now speaking up with things that had happened to them that they had never had the courage to speak to about. So this is why we do this.
Right, but reports say that the government has given in to the demands, the 5 for 5 demands. Why then are there still protests ongoing? I mean, if the government says SARS has been disbanded, we are working on getting them reformed, we are working on getting the people to be an active part of the process, why then are the protests still on?
Well, I would answer that question in a very simple way.
Right.
As of October 11th, 2020, this is what the government had done. The first action is release of arrested protesters. Some actions have been done. We still have people being in the cells, being held behind bars. That is not completely done. We have things, we know people that have had issues for the longest times and years, and nothing has been done. They're still there. There's still an injustice done. We don't do half measures. We're not here for half measures. We're here for a new Nigeria. The second is justice and compensation for families and victims. Nothing has been done as of the 11th of October. We say an independent body will prosecute and oversee officers. Nothing has been done. So when you come at me, the other two, one, the psychological evaluation, some of the officials have been evaluated, not all. You go to the increments of police salaries, we have no idea what's been done about that. So when you say the government has said, I ask you again, what government said that? Can we see documentation? What's the implementation plan? What did they do about it?
Yes. So right now there's a trend of 7 for 7. It seems to have moved from 5 for 5 to now 7 for 7. Do you have an idea of that?
So when I have people come at me at 10 for 10, 11 for 11, 15 for 15, and the one thing we streamline it to is let's not be spoken. We want a new Nigeria. We hear everything. It's us. It's not them against us. It's not we. It's not you people. We're fighting. We're united front. We want everything. We want 20 for 20. We're starting with 5 for 5.
Beautiful.
Yvonne, could you please?
It's interesting you mentioned focus. There have been some people saying that the protest is starting to lose focus, and people are starting to lose focus. What do you have to say to that?
So which goes back to the initial statement I made. We don't have a we and them and us. We are a united front. We are not losing focus. We will not lose focus. If I'd asked you if we had lost focus in this, I'm sure you'd say no. We're here today. It's 2 weeks in. We still want what we want.
Yvonne, what does she do for a living?
We want a new Nigeria.
Right.
A new Nigeria encompasses of a lot of things.
Yes.
It's a lot of stuff that hasn't been done. We cry that our parents have done us a disservice. We agree to that.
Yep.
But we are not losing.
Yes. What do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? I'm a humanitarian.
Sheriff, she's a humanitarian. She's out here on the streets protesting. She believes in unity. She believes that what they are doing is actually working. And according to her, they are not going to stop because they want what they want. We want what we want, Sheriff.
Thank you, Yvonne, for speaking with us. Thank you. All right, Lagos, we will leave Yvonne and the team right now to come back to the studio. Balao, you're still here with me.
Yeah, you can see some of the issues we've spoken about in the morning coming out from the mouth of the protesters. Now, talk about focus. So a focus started with end SARS. We want SARS to be ended.
Right.
So you later now have this 5 for 5, 7 for 7. He was talking about 10 for 10, 15 for 15, 20 for 20. So this agenda will continue to metamorphose.
Right.
As it metamorphoses, it will raise some other questions. Is this a regime change agenda? If it's a regime change agenda, at what point would that demand be made? The demand for a regime change is usually the president needs to resign, he needs to go, all those kind of things. Is that going to be an attempt to subvert a legitimately elected government? What are the consequences of that? Those are a different ball game entirely. We're not at that junction yet.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that says we cannot get to that junction. As demands continue to metamorphose from NSAS to 5 for 5 to 7 for 7, 10 for 10, 15 to 15. We've had a protester this morning who said he wants fuel to be sold at 3 naira.
Yeah.
The truth is, even if you want fuel sold at 3 naira, it's not going to be achieved on the road. You still have to sit across the table and discuss the dynamics of how that can be achieved.
Right.
And that is why we're saying, let us take this to the next level. Honestly, while maybe some people can still continue to hold on the protest to show that we're still on this, but there has to be others who are discussing, who are part of the execution. Some of the things being listed, look at this. The last protester talk about testing, evaluation of SARS people and whatever. It's the only SARS people that needs to be evaluated. If you're going to evaluate the entire 400,000 policemen in Nigeria, it will take a bit of time. Are we saying we need to be on the road for that to happen? Or rather, we need to be part of a process that will see that
and monitor the process.
And monitor the process. That is more effective, in my own opinion, than to say you want to be on the road until 400,000 policemen are evaluated. Do you want to be on the road until increase in salary is affected? No. Those things are more systemic than we think. And it requires, these are actually those check boxes I was talking about.
Right. But let's get to the phone line. 0700 993 993 993. To be fair to the protesters, they're saying that they've heard all of these stories before. And the last respondent told Yvonne that as well, that look, we've heard all of these before. How many of those things did they do when they first mentioned it? But let's get to hear more people listening right now to talk to us. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Chukuma.
Chukuma, quickly, you've got 60 seconds.
Okay, see, nobody will believe the government. Yeah, they have been promising this and that, and they're not doing it. Instead, the things are getting worse and worse. Yes, if you agree with them that you whatever promise they made to the protesters, how are they sure that they will implement it? So the best thing is for them to be on the road until something is being done.
Are you sure?
is
Yes,
to
okay.
be part of that process.
All right, Chikuma, thanks for calling. Well, let's pick another call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Sherry.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Balaha.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
This is Pastor Ladipo calling from Sarigon. Sir, for them to believe the government, I think the best thing that can happen now, as the president with on national TV to garner emotion of people, let him come out from anywhere he is now. It's not a prepared speech. Let him talk like a father to these children. They are angry. Some of them are, in fact, 90% of them could be students because ASU has been on strike. Some of them are jobless people that either COVID or recession has affected.
Right.
So let the president come out like a real father he is. If you saw the tweet of the VP, it's so emotional. Let the president do a follow-up, not any age.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is KK from the Ikorodu.
Welcome. 60 seconds. Let's hear you.
And I expect government to wake up. It has never happened before. When you see youth in unity, someone must come up and face these people as what did they want? They want good government. They want new Nigeria.
Right.
Someone should hide under any cover. Thank you very much.
Thank you, KK, for calling me. But let me come back to you at this juncture. The protesters are promising total shutdown. Roads have been blocked. It's hurting the economy. Minimum of 10 billion naira daily, which means a lot of people's businesses and livelihoods will definitely be affected. We're still trying to recover from the impact of COVID, and now this is happening. Do you foresee a situation whereby some of the sympathizers to the cause of #EndSARS protesters might just eventually, go against the protest?
That is going to happen. No doubt about that. One of your callers this morning said, am I SARS? Because he needed to go somewhere. He couldn't go.
Yeah, he said
and
he
he's
was
feeling
doing
so frustrated. I said, okay, you want to end SARS. Am I SARS? Most likely he's also a victim of SARS.
Right.
So he's wondering why he's being choked. And if you go and ask the husband of the woman who died yesterday,
right,
and lost a twin, only one of the twins survived,
right.
It will have a similar story that, look, I'm also a victim, so why is the
Why
anger
do I have to lose my wife and my child?
Exactly, on top of this. The anger of the poor should not always be on the poor again. So as we're further depressing this economy, as people are getting more frustrated, not being able to do anything, and it's not as if they have money that they have stored at home,
right,
that will take care of the period, we will continue to see internal agitation, people versus protesters along the path.
What would that result into? Because I just don't want to imagine it at all.
What that will result into, there are two ways it could play out. Number one is to say that, okay, the other people will just join the protest. Everybody will just scatter everything,
And you have anarchy.
And you have total anarchy. The other option is to say, people will say, no, don't wait in my way. Don't block my way. So there will be a clash between the people and the protesters. And that will just kill the protest.
Oh, my.
That will kill the protest.
Doesn't sound nice at all.
Doesn't
sound pleasant.
More reason we need to move forward on this, onto the execution phase of this demand. Somebody was worried that government has always deceived us. Yes. That is why we need to get involved this time. So it's not just government say, I will do this. Let the protesters get involved in the execution.
Get involved.
That's it.
Get involved. Thank you so much for coming around today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure to have you here. Lagos, let's see if we can give somebody 10,000 naira today, shall we? Let's play just a minute.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is Just a Minute. Just a Minute on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Would you like to play Just a Minute?
Yes, I will.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Patrick. I'm calling from Festa.
Patrick what? Patrick, what is your name?
Patrick Amosi.
Patrick Amoze.
Yes.
Have you won before?
Not at all.
Okay, Patrick, let's play Just a Minute.
This is Just a Minute.
Patrick, your first question is this. What is the Nigeria's newly confirmed cases of COVID-19 according to the latest update by the NCDC?
Let's see.
What was the first political party in Nigeria?
AMPP.
Wrong. When was paper currency introduced in Nigeria?
When was what?
When was paper currency introduced in Nigeria?
1950.
Wrong. What does the term MDG stand for?
MDG. Not idea.
No idea. Mention all the regions where Nigeria Info Radio Station is located.
Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt.
Correct. You got one. Mention a segment of the Morning Crossfire that is being sponsored by MTN Nigeria.
Very day.
That's fine. That's fine. You got two correctly. Patrick, stay on the line. Stay on the line. You have tried, really. You got two correctly and your time is up, okay? Lagos, this is how far we're able to go on the show today. Morning Crossfire will be back tomorrow. Many thanks to Yvonne Haifu and the team who are at Lekki Toll. I'll be back tomorrow at 5. God bless you all. God bless Nigeria. You can follow me on my socials at SheriffQuadry. Good morning to you, Lagos. I'll see you tomorrow.